Thanks for tuning in to No Wine in No Time. I'm your host Dave, and today I have the pleasure of introducing you to a grape called Sauvignon Gris. So Sauvignon Gris, maybe you've never heard of it before, it's actually a pink clonal mutation of Sauvignon Blanc. And legend and lore will have it of which was the chicken and which was the egg, which came first. Is Sauvignon Gris a mutation of Sauvignon Blanc, or is Sauvignon Blanc a mutation of Sauvignon Gris? We may never know. But here's how they differ, and I'm sure everybody out there is 100% familiar with Sauvignon Blanc. So while these two grapes are related DNA-wise, they're distinctively different both in the vineyard and in the glass. So Sauvignon Gris, first off, is the first to ripen. It actually signals to the vintner that we have to start to pay attention because other grapes are going to ripen behind it. So it's the first one out of the vineyard and into the winemaking process. And while Sauvignon Blanc and Sauvignon Gris have very similar acidity levels, there's much higher sugar levels in Sauvignon Gris. So therefore, when it's turned from a grape into a wine, it has a much bigger, heavier type of mouthfeel, and it can have slightly higher alcohol content. Now, Sauvignon Gris is native to the Bordeaux region of France, but because it had ridiculously low yields, in other words, it naturally produces much less but much higher quality fruit, the French kind of let it go almost extinct. And while we do see a little bit of a plantings in New Zealand and Chile and Uruguay in the southern hemisphere, in Bordeaux we're starting to see a little bit of a resurgence around the town of Graves. And the reason being is because this grape is such a special grape. So today it only represents 2% of total production in Bordeaux, but it's one that they want to concentrate on. Now, according to AOC Laws, that's the French wine laws of Appellation Origine Contrôlée. In other words, what determines what grapes can be used, how long they have to be aged, and what the process is. According to AOC Laws in Bordeaux, no AOC Level wine can be produced at 100% Sauvignon Gris. It must be a blending grape. So if we ever come across a wine like the one you see here that is 100% Sauvignon Gris, it'll always be labeled as Bordeaux Blanc. In other words, generically Bordeaux, and Blanc meaning it's a white wine. So it really is a fascinating grape, and one I think you're going to start to see a little bit more of in the future. So the one I picked for you today is by the vintner of Grand de Lune, and this is 100% Sauvignon Gris from Bordeaux. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Well, the first thing that we notice is that it's almost completely clear, barely yellow in the glass, so very light in color. If we swirl to liberate the aromas, the first thing that leaps out of the glass is some melon, like a honeydew melon, a little bit of tropical fruit like mango bordering on pineapple, and a little bit of citrus. So let's go ahead and have a sip. Across the palate, Sauvignon Gris is very true to what its aromas are. I'm actually tasting a little bit of honeydew melon, a little bit of mango. Let's think about some white peach or nectarine. That's coming through. And on the back side of the palate, after I feel that lift of acidity, I'm starting to taste some citrus fruits. Think things like tangerine. And it even has just a little bit of lime zest in there. Very complex. I'm starting to feel some of that heavier mouthfeel. This is a wine that would be absolutely perfect with everything from shellfish to white fishes to some of your lighter cheeses on your charcuterie tray. So I'm going to get back and enjoy a little bit more of this Sauvignon Gris, and I ask that you come back next time, because soon you'll know wine in no time.